Today, my guys, I have got one of the biggest vanilla fragrance list videos that you're ever going to find. I've got 32 clones, so these are in some way mimicking or inspired by a popular niche or designer fragrance. I actually could have pulled out 50 or more with the note of vanilla, but each of these feature vanilla front and center. These are vanilla fragrances in one way or another. So this is one of the best lists for fall and winter you could find. The weather's cooling down, you know, you're breaking out your hoodie, you want to wear things that are maybe a little stronger, heavier. Many of my favorite stronger, heavier winter, fall fragrances have this amazing note of vanilla. So we're going to get into this giant list, but before we do, please consider maybe spritzing the like button with some benzoin or perhaps coumarin or tonka bean, or maybe even just break out your favorite vanilla fragrance and give the like button a spray if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I've got videos coming out every couple days, and I hope you'll join us. All right, let's begin. Now we're going to start with some like ultra cheapies. We're starting with less than $20. Then we're going to go up to things you can regularly find around that $20 range, and then on up to some things in the 30s, and we'll end with things that you can get for under $50. Just a few are even in the range of 40s. Most of these are going to be from the, high teens to mid 30s. Awesome, inexpensive list right here. This first one you can often get on Amazon for $10, and this, if this was a $70 fragrance, $80 fragrance, no one would bat an eye, I guarantee you. This is Belcan's Bold Tobacco, and it is a dupe of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. It is a powerful, powerful 8 to 10 hour long fragrance. Super spicy vanilla with tobacco. It's quite similar to the Tom Ford. It's amazing quality for what you pay. Tobacco Vanille Dupe, Bold Tobacco. This next one is a very inexpensive fragrance from the house of Guess. This one is a clone of Eros EDT. This is Guess 1981 Los Angeles. You've got mint and vanilla. This one is maybe a touch more ambery than the Eros is. It's almost like a fall version of Eros. Very inexpensive, often $15 or so. Again, Guess 1981 Los Angeles. All right, we're going to be moving in now to some fragrances that are going to be in the upper teens and lower 20s, depending on when and where you find them. This one right here is a shockingly impressive clone of Parfums de Marly Herod. This is Maison Alhambra Hercules. In a similar style to Tobacco Vanille, but the Tom Ford fragrance I talked about, but not quite as spicy, not quite as just an intense fragrance, but beautiful vanilla and discernible tobacco and a lighter take on spices. This fragrance is very similar to Herod, especially for the $19 to $22 you're going to pay for it. Hercules. Another one from the same line from Maison Alhambra. This one's an alternative to Parfums de Marly Carlisle, which is an incredible patchouli, vanilla, and spice and woods fragrance. This is Cassius. And again, shockingly similar to Parfums de Marly Carlisle. This stuff blew me away when I first smelled it. I couldn't believe it. And it was one of my most worn fragrances of last fall, even though I paid like 20 bucks, 19 bucks for this. Again, Cassius. Incredible stuff right there. Here is a straight up clone of Tobacco Vanille. This is Maison Alhambra's take on that DNA Tobacco Touch. Super powerful vanilla and tobacco and spice, actually quite similar to Bold Tobacco. I would just say this one might be a little closer to the DNA of the Tom Ford. The Bold Tobacco has a dominant licorice note, but you can't go wrong with either of them. Super inexpensive and excellent, excellent vanilla fragrances with spice. All right, staying in this range, you can even get this one now in the low 20s. This is a beautiful alternative to Parfums de Marly Layton. This is Al Haramain Detour Noir. Most of you are familiar with it. It's a great alternative to that fragrance. You know, it's 80–85% similar, but it's actually one of my favorite Layton clones. I've got 4 or 5 of them now, and I love this stuff. You can see how much I've worn it. It is a spicy vanilla fragrance. You've got some fruit and spice in the opening. You've got some aromatic, fresh spiciness as well, like some geranium and things like that. Awesome fragrance. If you like Layton, pick this up. Probably 22, 23 bucks. One of the most mass-pleasing Parfums de Marly fragrances, of course, is Layton, and they did a great job with this dupe. All right, we'll move next into this one that I think is just a Lattafa original, and it is incredible. It is a powerful vanilla creme brulee spiced woody fragrance. I'm talking about Badi Al Oud Honor and Glory. One of, again, my most worn fragrances probably of the past year. I love this stuff. It is so well done. Everybody in my family likes this stuff. If you like vanilla, you like some spice, you like some sweetness, pick this one up. Honor and Glory. Incredible stuff from Lattafa. All right, this next one is from a brand called Emperor that started to get a little bit of attention. This one right here is an alternative to 1 Million Lucky, a flanker of 1 Million, of course. This is Genius Metallic, and this is a vanillic fragrance with some other notes. You've got some hazelnut in here. You've got a little bit of citrus at the top. You've also got an ozonic note with some violet leaf, and of course, just a sweet vanilla that kind of permeates the fragrance. So really good alternative to 1 Million, not as ozonic as the original, but still really great stuff right here from Emperor. All right, next, we've got this one from Maison Alhambra. It's an alternative to Invictus Victory, which is sort of a dark vanilla with some patchouli and some spice. It's a really great fragrance, the original and this one, Victorioso Nero. It used to just be called Victorioso Victory. They had to change the name because I think of some potential for lawsuits. But it's a great alternative to the Invictus. I've done a side-by-side comparison. They're not identical, but they're like 90% similar, and you can get this stuff for super cheap. Victorioso Nero. Let's move on in now. So we're probably getting into some things that can dance between $20 and $30 depending on when and where you grab them. This next one is a Vanilla Bomb. It is a clone of Spice Bomb Extreme, Fragrance World's Mark and Victor Ude Spice Extreme. Spice Bomb Extreme, of course, is a powerful, spicy vanilla tobacco fragrance. Quite different from Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, but actually a lot of the same notes. This one's got a strong pepper and cinnamon. There's even a touch of some other spices. I think possibly even a touch of clove in this one, just a touch, but enough to give it a real textured spiciness. There's some citrus at the top, and this probably has more vanilla than the actual original does. And so again, Ude Spice Extreme. I would say there's a quality difference that is notable between Spice Bomb Extreme and this one, but for $28, $29, you can't go wrong. And I've actually worn this fragrance quite a bit. Let's go next with this one it's gotten tons of hype. It's a great alternative to JPG Ultra Mall. Of course, I'm talking about Afnan 9 p.m. And so this one is a fruity vanilla fragrance with also a touch of mint, touch of lavender. It's mostly, though, this powerful apple fruitiness with a bunch of vanilla and then those aromatic notes. It differs a little bit from the JPG in that fragrance focuses on pear rather than apple, but they're still in that like 85 to 90% similar. Afnan 9 p.m. Awesome performance on this one as well, and you can usually get it at a very good price. This one, I don't know the price on this one at the moment, but I know you could usually get it in that low $30 range. This one's actually an alternative to Invictus Victory Elixir, a sweeter, weightier version of that DNA. This is Cadlage Epic Artistique. And so this one, of course, is a vanilla fragrance with, again, patchouli and spiciness and some darker notes. You've got some balsamic notes in there as well. If you like the original Victory, this one is like a winter, cool weather, sweeter version of that DNA. Really good stuff right here from Cologne. All right, continuing in this, the realm of the $30-ish dollars. Although many of these I've seen in the 20s, you know, it varies a lot, especially if you're looking on Amazon, you know, check out Fragrance Buy and all the other discounters. But this one right here is an alternative to a fragrance that really got a lot of attention and hype, YSL Baby Cat. It's a smoky leather vanilla fragrance, and this one is a Rabiat Prestige Nile Queen. And so this one right here is a very strong fragrance. It's got a powerful woodiness like a cedar note, and then strong leather and smoke with a very edible creamy vanilla, a gourmand vanilla that is sort of like 50% of the fragrance, and then those dark notes being the other 50%. It is a niche profile that not everyone will love, but it is quite interesting. I have several dupes of Baby Cat now, and this one's so strong that I actually end up reaching for a couple of the others. 3 sprays of this, you know, 1 on the neck, 1 on each arm is all you need. Nile Queen. All right, this one is actually an excellent alternative to Armani Code Absolute, which was a powerful vanilla take on the Code DNA, which already had vanilla, tonka bean, aromatics. This one's got a good dose of leather. It's got powerful vanilla. It's got a touch of spice, a touch of fruit at the top. I think some citrus. Harmony Code Absolute, being an alternative to Code Absolute, and they just did a phenomenal job with it. Powerful 8-hour fragrance, great projection and sillage. This next one is a very impressive alternative to Dior Fahrenheit Parfum, Le Parfum. This is Fragrance World's Renheit Parfum. And man, they just nailed it. You know, 90% similar fragrance profile, probably not as strong and long lasting, but still a good 7 or 8 hour performer on my skin. It's basically the old school Fahrenheit DNA with a little less of the gasoline vibe and some booziness. I believe it's rum and a good dose of vanilla. So a modernized take on Fahrenheit Renheit Parfum from Fragrance World. Another one from Fragrance World. This one can be harder to find, but if you can get a hold of it, I think I might like this one better than the original that it's duping. I'm talking about Al Rei, and it is a clone of 1 Million Elixir. This is a bubblegum vanilla fragrance. There is this combination of rose and vanilla which just comes across as bubblegum with a little bit of woodiness and a touch of aromatics, but it's a youthful, playful fragrance. As you can see, I got a little bit of grays coming in. I still absolutely love this stuff. I'll wear playful, youthful fragrances all day long. My wife digs them, so do I. Al Rei by Fragrance World. Check it out. It's really good stuff. Awesome performance as well. You know, 10, 12 hours, powerful projection. All right. Moving on, now many of these that we're looking at are still in this low price range. This one right here I've seen for $19 before actually. And this one I still think is one of the most accurate takes on the Nishane Ani fragrance profile. I have several now. I have the most popular ones. I also have a couple that aren't even well known that I think are pretty good. But this one is Lattafa's Nashit. And this is citrus and vanilla in the opening, and it develops very impressively, just like the niche that it's copying, and it turns into vanilla ginger. So it starts with kind of a lemon meringue gourmand vanilla and then moves into a spicy ginger vanilla. Really good stuff, and I will tell you, after a few months of having this, this is absolutely an 8-hour fragrance on me. Good performance, Lattafa Nashit. Some people claim they get poor performance, but I've always wondered if that's because they're going nose blind, or maybe they used it when they first got it and never let it macerate. But again, Lattafa Nashit, inexpensive alternative to that incredible niche fragrance. This one right here you will often find for the low 20s or even less, Amazon Fragrance Buy. This one is an alternative to Parfums de Marly Pegasus. I'm talking, of course, about Armaf Craze. Pegasus is basically a powdery almond vanilla fragrance, and that's exactly what you get here. This powdery metallic almond with a good blanket of smooth vanilla. This is a very impressive textured fragrance. It has a very three-dimensional quality that I'm kind of surprised they can get out of, you know, whatever they put in this that they can sell for $20. So again, Armaf Craze, if you like Pegasus, check it out. If you've never smelled Pegasus, some people hate this DNA. I don't get that. I absolutely love it, and I've got several versions of it, but again, Armaf Craze. One that is an alternative to Pegasus Exclusive, which is sort of an oudy, leathery, piney kind of take on the original Pegasus. I think potentially more people who are into fragrances would enjoy this one even more than the original Pegasus DNA. I'm talking about Al Haramain Detour Noir Intense, and it is quite close to Pegasus Exclusive. It's the same fuzzy, metallic, powdery almond vanilla, but with some oud and maybe leather, but a little bit of a piney kind of a feel. It's a more mature, more complex, in my opinion, more impressive take on the DNA. Al Haramain Detour Noir Intense. All right, next up, we're going to go with one that is a powerful vanilla amber fragrance with lots of spice, a touch of booziness. This one is just gorgeous. Lattafa Camra, 14-hour performance, room-filling projection. This stuff is beastly. My wife loves it. It's super mass-pleasing. And of course, it's a twist on the Angel Share DNA. There are some differences. I actually prefer this to the Angel Share DNA. It's sweeter, denser, heavier, a little bit less boozy, but man, it's so very good. Lattafa Camra, check it out, and usually less than $30 depending on where you buy it from. Next, we'll go with this one from Fragrance World. I think you can get in the low 30s right now. It's a newer fragrance as far as I know, and it's absolutely impressive. It's incredible. This is Genuine Man Only Au Bois, and it is a powerfully vanilla take on Givenchy Gentleman Boisé. There's a little more fruity iris vanilla on the top and really throughout the fragrance in this one than there is in the Givenchy. And then you move into this woodiness. It's a very, it really is almost a niche smelling DNA. I absolutely love it. This fragrance took me by storm. I did a single fragrance video on this, which is kind of unusual for me. Again, Genuine Man Only Au Bois by Fragrance World. All right, I'm going to move through the rest of these quickly. This is a long video. This next one is Fragrance World's take on the Latent Exclusive DNA. This is Aniseed, and it's basically Latent with some oud and some coffee, and I believe it's castoreum, an animalic note. And again, it just comes across as sort of a piney, oudy, leathery take on the original DNA. Very good quality, good performance on this one. Aniseed, I need to wear that this week because I absolutely love this stuff. All right, this next one I think you can currently get for about $35. And it's one of the most impressive clones that I've picked up maybe in the last year, definitely in the last probably 6 months. I'm talking about Lattafa's The Kingdom, and it's a clone of JPG Le Male Elixir. It is a vanilla mint with a touch of lavender, tobacco, honey fragrance. And you get all of that here. I even like the opening better with this one. It is 10-hour performer, good projection, excellent quality, insane quality, probably on par with the JPG. And I'll have a discount code down below where the last time I checked, you can get this for about $35 with free shipping. So again, Lattafa the Kingdom. Pretty cool bottle as well, that ribbed glass. It looks like it came straight out of the 1960s. Love this fragrance. And so do my sons. They've been wearing it almost every day. All right, next, we're going to go with another alternative to JPG Ultramall. This is a newer one. This is Dumont Nitro Green, and it is actually a bit of a lightened take on that DNA. There's not much of a green element in this one, but there is something that I think may be a splash of BR540. It sort of gives some lift to that very heavy, thick, sweet DNA. If you like Ultramall, then this is a twist, but you'll probably like this one as well. Again, Nitro Green. Another one of the Nitro fragrances that is a dupe or a clone. This one's another alternative to PDM Pegasus. And this is Nitro Blue. And to my nose, that is a twist on Pegasus. I think what they did is they took Pegasus and they added a splash of about 25% Dulce & Gabbana the One, which is also a powdery kind of DNA, you know, powdery tobacco, cardamom, and a good bit of sweetness. So this one, again, I love both of the two fragrances I just mentioned, and I think it's a great combo here in Nitro Blue. This next one is still my favorite Nitro fragrance. This is Nitro White. And this one, they basically took the Nitro Red DNA and they added a bunch of vanilla and a little bit of spice. I think, yeah, some spice, maybe some fruitiness as well. This fragrance is not at all identical to this one, but there are some similarities. Also get some similarities to Phantom. And so anyway, if you like vanilla, this fragrance is incredible. Lasts forever, super impressive quality, really, really good stuff. Nitro White. All right, now we're going to move into a little bit more of a higher tier of clones. These are probably each going to be around that $40 range, one of them even up above $50. We will start with this one right here, the most impressive summer vanilla fragrance I could ever point you to. This is a dupe of Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. This is Dossier Aquatic Vanilla. I love this stuff. It's nuclear performing, 12 hours, whereas the niche original on me was like a 4-hour fragrance. This one has a splash of coconut along with an overdose of vanilla and what I would call solar notes, a little bit of that high quality sun tanning oil kind of a vibe. So perfect for the summer, so much vanilla, and this is a compliment monster. Again, aquatic vanilla, very good stuff. This next one is from Zoha Aroma, and this one is just a vanilla bomb. This is called Viral Vanilla. It's an alternative to K. Ali Vanilla 28. And it's basically powerful vanilla with a splash of something that reminds me a little bit of Paco Rabanne Ultra Red. This is sort of like if you took 70% Mercedes-Benz Club Black and about 30% Ultra Red and smashed them together. I would say this is a touch lighter than both of those fragrances, and I think it works great for the spring and maybe even early summer, and definitely for fall and winter. Viral Vanilla. Check this stuff out. If you love vanilla, it is a vanilla bomb. All right, speaking of vanilla bombs, this next one here, I think you're still going to pay around $40 for. Maybe it's come down a little more. This is F.A. Paris, a branch of Fragrance World. This is Liquid Brune. And it is vanilla and cinnamon and praline and some wood, some orange blossom. But what I mostly get out of this, it is an alternative to Parfums de Marly Altaire, and it's basically a vanilla bomb with praline right at the heart. That sort of nutty, caramely kind of gourmand vibe. Even the texture, the crunchy texture of praline. I love Altaire, and I love this stuff, Liquid Brune by Fragrance World F.A. Paris. All right, this next one, This is a sub-brand of Dumont called Barouge, and this is a clone, maybe slightly twist on Angel Share. This is Barouge Sillage. And so again, it's that very sweet, rich, warm, vanillic fragrance with some spice and some amber, even a touch of booziness. I do think maybe they added a splash of BR540 though, because a lot of the fragrances out of Dumont have a certain lift or airiness to them above many of the fragrances that they're cloning. Check it out. Powerful, long-lasting, super high quality. And this one's going to usually run you in the 40s. And then finally, the last one, number 32 in this video. This one is usually going to be about $50 to $55. I've even seen it up to $60, but this is a super high quality dupe of Parfums de Marly Leighton. This is the Woods Collection Dusk. And it is just, it's a powerful, really slightly woody take on Leighton. The geranium note in Leighton is increased a little bit in this fragrance, as well as a touch more woodiness. So again, it's not exactly like Leighton, but it's still in that 85 to 90% close. And this is really good stuff, the Woods Collection Dusk. So that has been 32 vanilla clones. If you liked this video, remember to take maybe a splash of coumarin, or maybe some benzoin, or maybe some tonka bean, or just pure vanilla extract, and give a nice spritz to the like button. Make the like button feel loved with some vanilla, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite vanilla fragrance, or even your favorite vanilla dupe? And look for my designer and niche vanilla fragrances coming in about a week. Thank you for watching. I'm Justin. This is Sillage Scents.